we took a whirlwind tour of the world, as it were, on this episode.
Wow, we're
I don't know where
distracted
most of
today.
that
Yeah,
is.
we started off with a story about Meta introducing a verified badge,
Oh, geez, that's
and
right. I
ended
forgot
up.
even that's what it was about.
Yeah, it's not even the
Oh.
Twitter story that was the first thing. and then,
Oh,
and then
damn.
we ended up talking about the percentage of Americans who had even gotten on a plane. And then Mike finds a graph which doesn't make any sense at all.
More
I'm
questions
gonna have to
than
go back
answers
and
from
read that
graph.
article for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
In the news last week, Meta to launch verified subscription service for Facebook and Instagram. The blue check wars are underway.
This was a fear. I was scared that this was going to become a reality when Elon forced this on Twitter users. And it's funny because when you go and look, any Twitter post, any viral Twitter post, people are still today making fun of other people for paying. Like there's some of the most hilarious memes, like of people paying for Twitter verified, Twitter Blue, whatever. And it didn't stop Mark at Facebook to copycat, which is funny because they just are not original at all. My God. But also, dude, read the room. No one likes this.
It's a weird.
I don't get it.
Go ahead, Peter.
Sorry,
you don't
Mike.
get it?
You go. Yeah, I don't really understand.
I just got to do the show now. There we go. I just want to back camera more.
I don't really. I kind of get the Twitter thing because it was just a kind of big mess where Elon was trying to monetize existing things and trying to make money. But Facebook are like, it didn't work. It was all just a complete clusterfuck. But with Facebook, I don't understand what the point is even. Like, they didn't have a verified system before that. What difference is it going to make that you're verified? Don't you have to prove your identity anyway? They had the real names.
Yeah, the whole point of Facebook is that they want you to be a real person. I think this makes sense on Twitter for businesses, for celebrities, not for most people, but there's less personal, like Twitter's not as focused on the personal aspect of it. Facebook wants you to have one account for one real person, no business accounts. And then the pricing of this is $12 a month, unless you're on iPhone, and then it's $15 a month. So as an individual Facebook user, because I want to communicate with my grandkids or whatever, I'm going to pay $12 a month, $15 a month. It doesn't make it. It seems dumb.
And a lot of the Twitter Blue check marks are legacy users from premium users who would pay for the features they got, things like editing tweets and whatever else. So,
or
I think
using
it's really
SMS
weird
for authentication.
Right. So then they announce that they're like, I don't even know how to phrase this. They will give less secure options for verified users.
Right.
Peter said a really funny thing. What was it? The bill that Elon got, Peter?
Yeah, he got a $60 million bill from Twilio, which is the SMS verification app. So every time they verify your 2FA login via SMS, they send out a text which costs a small amount. And he got this big bill, and they're like, the next day was, okay, we've got to find a way to turn this off. And yeah,
I mean, do away with SMS verification entirely then. Like, don't use
but
SMS
lots of people use it,
which is dumb because it's bad. You don't want to use this. SMS sucks. Who
no. You're
still text
you are not thinking about this like a normie. You're thinking about it like a security expert. A normal person thinks, okay, I've got a choice between SMS and an authenticator app. I 100% absolutely want to use SMS. So what the smart thing they're doing is paywalling the more popular option, because that's what people want to use. There are people who will pay to be able to continue to use SMS. What we know is it's the less secure option, so people are paying for a lower level of security, but a higher level of convenience.
It's like people are paying for convenience, but this is like so absurd because to me, using a 2FA authenticator is so much nicer. I don't have to wait for a text message anymore. I just put the code in, and no one can impersonate or SIM swap or whatever. Like,
I have to open the app to get the
apparently,
code.
According to the latest transparency report, actually, this was from 2021. Wow, this is ages ago. Oh, shit. All right. So 2.6% of Twitter users have a form of 2FA turned on. And of those, almost 75% are SMS based.
wow.
So, yeah, those are some
I
figures.
wonder how many users Twitter had. We could do the soft math right now. I wonder how many users Twitter had in 2021.
So that is actually from 37 minutes ago. I don't know if that's... And then there's another one that talks about the one from 2021 where it's basically the same numbers. Okay, so 2021, it was 2.3% had 2FA enabled. But then I also saw something else which was complaining that the transparency reports from Twitter weren't being updated properly. So they might not be totally up to date. But still, it's a tiny fraction of their users.
And remember, this is the same company that was mishandling 2FA phone numbers.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, like, yikes. Just yikes all around. And then Facebook is now coming in. Mark is like, yeah, you know, that Elon guy, he's onto something. Let's charge $150 fucking dollars for verification. Nightmare unfolding where bad features are being shipped by these massive companies strictly for profit.
In a situation like this where a company launches a feature that just doesn't seem to make any sense at all, I feel like there's something I'm missing. Like that there's some market where it makes sense that I just don't know anything about it. I mean, Facebook is enormous, right? They have billion users.
Did you forget about the months in a row that we did articles about Facebook missing its earnings and stock plummeting?
Well,
60,
yeah, but
70,
still,
80%.
this can't be making them that much money, right? I mean,
I don't know. How many Facebook users are there? 1 million legitimate users. So I wonder what the percentage is of those
Facebook?
users that are, yeah. Did I say million?
Probably at least 1 million.
I meant
a
billion. I said 1 billion. Okay. I meant 1 billion. So let's say that like
God, it's got to be thousands.
Dozens. There are dozens of users. So let's say 1% of that is what businesses. So that's 10 million accounts.
Was it so can I, if I can stop you? So that's what I was thinking of actually, because like there doesn't seem to be a lot of businesses in some parts of the world, but like in Malta, for example, there are just everybody's online. There are local businesses don't have their own websites. They have a Facebook
page.
Yeah. So I think in other parts of the world, it's just things are so skewed that maybe we don't know about that bit from that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Is like a country
what
like
state is that
Malta.
What state are other parts of the world in? I don't understand.
It's scary how it
Europe?
seems like you're being serious for just a fraction of a second there. Because
what country is Europe in? Always takes me back to the same thing in 7th grade. I had just moved to America, and I'm in art class.
Hang on, 7th grade is what?
13.
13. Okay, right.
This 13.
What? Oh, years old.
13 years old.
Got it.
What year was that? Comes up to me in art. Fuck! I just said it. It was 7th grade.
The year.
Oh,
he's trying to. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Sorry, America.
My John Doc's notebook.
What year was it? It was
in the U.S. We don't call them grade school years. We call them grades.
Right. So it was circa 2000 something.
Okay.
And 17. I'm not that young. I don't know how this beard would have grown in that time. So she comes up to me and she says, You're from Sweden. I had moved from Sweden. I said, yes. And she says, is Sweden a country?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it stuck with me. I'll never forget you, Taylor. Like, I'll never forget you for asking me this question.
This was the teacher?
Because my God. No. It was another school.
Oh, another. Okay.
I was shocked because they taught us geography in like 3rd and 4th grade in Sweden.
I
like,
mean,
we knew about world geography very, very early on. So I was so confused.
To be fair, John, there are a lot of countries. I mean, I'm sure you don't know them all, right? So
sure. Yeah. There are so many countries, and like if I get the mix up between Switzerland and Sweden. I totally get it. Like, that's an easy one to do. Basically sound the same. But fuck, not knowing that.
In the US, we basically go down to the continent level, and that's the end of it.
The funny thing is, you don't even do that. People don't know. The best trick question is you can ask people if Australia is a country or a continent.
What are we talking about?
Oh, yeah. Care.
All right, Mike is really sleepy. So
I think it goes both ways a little bit, though, because I know one of my favorite things is hearing Americans say, "Oh, I'm going to go to Europe." Like, I mean, okay, you want to go to Europe, but it's a big place.
Yeah,
there's a lot of countries there. Where do you want to go? You want to go to France, or you want to go to Bulgaria?
They're only going to 3 places. Let's be real,
right? But then English people say that they want to go to America as well. They just talk about America as being this cool place sometimes, and it's huge, right?
Yes, but it is one singular country.
True.
I agree with you that there are some similarities. There's some parallels there between like all the states being very different from one another. You can go to California and New York, and it's 2 different countries. And obviously the same goes for something like Spain or London or England. But I guess my problem with that is like one is a continent and the other is a country.
I always found it shocking how few Americans actually have passports. It's like what?
Or how many Americans have ever been on an airplane? That's another interesting one for me. Really? Or like traveled. Yeah. I've met multiple people who've just never been on a plane.
Really? What do they just not leave their...
Just never traveled. And if they did travel, they drove.
Why would you not want to see the rest of the world? I don't get that at all.
I think that was kind of privileged, Peter. But I think it was 1, poverty, and 2, yeah, fair. Which is crazy because I was poor as rocks and I was traveling. Like, I was so fucking poor and I was still traveling. So it is, and actually, I think it's an upbringing thing and a money thing.
I kind of take that back because I meant it with the intent of why would you not want to see the rest of the world, at least? And I think most people who would want to do that would easily find a cheap flight somewhere. Like, anyway, whatever. Maybe
I looked this up. I was interested. The first stat I saw that 80% flew on a plane, but I got really distracted because what the fuck is this graph even telling me? What percentage of U.S. adults have flown on a plane? 43% of 46%? 46%.
And then
what is this graph? I don't understand what this is at all.
Wow.
What is this saying?
This is a New York Times best-selling author of 7 books. I never learned how to create.
Cannot imagine I hope it's a joke by Daniel Pink, because that makes 0 sense to me. I mean, somebody in the comments tell me what obvious thing I'm missing that makes me dumb here, but that I do not understand at all.
No, that's really
I've genuinely forgotten what the actual story that we were talking about is.
What was it? What were you talking about?
Oh, geez, were we on?
Oh, wow, we went so far away.
Yeah, that's sorry. How do we count to like?
What year is it?
Yeah.
What is happening?
So anyway,
all right. Well,
I guess nice loop back, Peter. Really felt we were lost. We were just completely gone.
Yeah.